Okay, so I really want to talk about everything I absolutely love about Stardew Valley. I feel like Stardew Valley is my life now. Like, that's all I can think about. All I can do. Every single thing that I love about it is like, I think I'm going to incorporate everything of Stardew Valley in my life now. As in, like, I'm going to make recipes, I'm going to cook like it, I'm going to farm like it, I'm going to decorate like it. I'm just going to, like, revolve my whole life around this game because I love it so much. But let's talk about why I really love it so much and why it is one of those games that you don't realize just how magical and amazing it is until you play it and it's like, oh my god. So let me tell you firstly, I'm not much of a reader when it comes to games and I don't like reading stuff. This is the first game I've ever actually experienced like wanting to read stuff and it's crazy. Like I'm in a little bit of a disbelief about it because I usually just want to skip over when people are talking because I'm like, I'm not interested, I just want to play the game. But some of the stories of here is so interesting that I'm actually really invested in the characters. Like, oh my god. I just really want to know more about like, oh my god, it's like some of the stuff is so intense as well that I'm just like, I really feel for the characters, or I really like want to know why they're saying things like this, and it feels like everything is just done with so much care into the characters, what they say, their stories and everything. It's not just a bunch of like random dialogue that's just made up. It really feels like everything has been put through so much thought into it. It really feels like I'm interacting with a real person that has a real backstory, that has real, like, you know, things that like about them. The personalities are so different, like every single character. I feel like I'm talking to a different person. It's not just a generic, oh hey, how are you? Like, oh my god, there's just so much to it. And to get a person like me to want to read something that someone's saying is next level. I don't know why, I've never been a reader. I just don't like reading in games. And I always wonder why people would want to play like a full like game where just reading through the whole thing. Like, for me, I love to be able to move around and stuff. And I love the way this game has incorporated little pieces of dialogue, little pieces of reading in the game where it's not like all of a sudden it's so much reading. It's like you do your thing and then something will happen, you trigger some kind of hard event, and then you read about it and you read like a little bit of a backstory or a little bit of like thing that you see, and I just really love that. I think that is really well put together for someone like me who don't really enjoy reading that much. I just really love it. Like, I couldn't believe when I got invested in the characters and just wanting to find out more. Like right now I'm actually like wanting to like see some of those like mods with the added dialogue. I'm like, oh my god, I'm so interested because I'm invested in the people. That's really crazy. Like, it takes a lot for me to kind of get to that stage, and I just have to say, like, the creator of Stardew Valley did so amazing with showing enough of the character, like enough of thing that makes you a little bit curious, like a little bit curious about them, to just kind of slowly make you like want to know more. Like, oh, why are they being mean? Why are some characters, why do they sound really mean in the beginning? Like, why are they then, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, I am just so fascinated. Like, I really have to say that is one of my favorite things about the game. And I feel like this personal connection with the game. And that's not just that I love farming and I love, what's the word? I decorating and all that. I actually do feel like there's kind of like this personal connection with the game, and I just really love it. I feel so excited to like find out more. So that's one thing I really love about the game. I never really realized that could even be a thing that we could experience in a game. So that's a really huge thing that I was able to experience. So yeah, that is probably my favorite thing about this game. I spend all my time on the Switch version while I'm like just hanging around the house, like I'm just doing a lot of decoration. So one thing I love is just being able to decorate a huge house, a huge farm, in the way that you like oh my god, it feels like I'm living my dream life. And like, you may think, oh, it's not it's not a game, but to me it really does feel real in a way, because it feels so immersive. Yeah, I think that's the word. Like, oh my god, I have this farm, I can do whatever I want. I can have all these ostriches, and I can have all these, okay, my ostriches names are like all the noodle names, because I was looking online, and it's so funny because I'm looking up things like best ostrich name, and the number one thread that came up was for Stardew Valley. I was like, oh my god, that's so funny. So it's like, and someone named it like spaghetti and noodle because they look like noodles, and I was like, that's opens a can of worm. I get to be creative here. I can have 8 ostriches, and I'm gonna name every single noodle that I can think of. So I have linguine, I have spaghetti, I have zoodle, I have noddle, which is like a word play on noodle. Then I have noodle, I have pasta. Oh my god, I have everything that you can imagine. It is so much fun for someone creative to be able to come up with like these creative things. It's just so fun. Like, I feel like I'm truly able to have an outlet now, like that. There's just so much things I can do creatively with this game, like just decorate. Like, I'm in the process of making a little pumpkin patch, and that's really fun for me. I love doing that. Like, oh, the giant pumpkins that don't die away during the winter. Oh my god, that's so cool. And I'm just like, I love looking at other people's decoration. Gets inspiration. Like, I get so much inspiration from looking at others' designs that I get to create my own. And I usually like to make it similar but different, so that's one thing I really love. And yesterday I was like having so much fun designing my crystallium. Is that the word? I can't even say the word right. That whole thing with all these like things for the crystals, and I'm like doing it, and it's so much fun because I always get really inspired when I see some designs that I love, but at the same time I get so motivated because I'm like, I want to make it similar but different. I don't want to do it exactly the same, but I want to take inspiration of what I love about it to make it similar, and that's what I love doing. That's one of my favorite things in this game, is just being able to decorate this farm and this house and different sheds and stuff. It just feels like I have so much room. That's like, oh my god, this house is gigantic. When you can get all these upgrades, you get like 5 rooms, 8 rooms, and then like, I've never had so much room to decorate with them. I'm like, oh, what are all these fish ponds? Oh wow, what can I put in the fish? And the froggy eggs, like, it's like fulfilling such a big dream of mine, which is to have a giant farm with all the animals, with like every dog you can imagine. Like, I would eventually love to see more cats, more dogs, more pets, like maybe even birds or something. Like, I would love to see all these different pets you're gonna get. Like, I would love to be able to catch the birds. That's all like my fantasy here. But anyway, I just love it. Oh, so much creative energy. Like, you know, it's like, I just feel so creative when I'm playing it. Like, I feel like it's funny because when I'm decorating like a room, right? Now I'm thinking of Stardew Valley every time I'm looking at a room. I'm like, okay, move this here, slide to the right, slide to the left. I have all those pieces in front of me and stand in a catalog, like, them. Like, that's what I'm thinking in my head. I'm just like, wow, that's so cool. And then every time I make like a recipe, I'm like, ooh, I might, like, what if I cook that one day? Or I'm like harvesting all my crops, and then I'm like, oh wow, so that's a summer crop. I never knew this. This is why they don't grow it this year, you know. I love all this stuff. Like, if I was playing this when I was younger, I would have learned so freaking much about things that the game would have taught me that I would have never learned anywhere else because I wasn't interested. But the game would have taught me so much knowledge about crops, about different things, like when I was younger, because I know some of the knowledge now, not all, but even now I'm learning so many things like through the game. Like, if someone is really uninterested in things and don't like learning, play an immersive game like this and you'll learn everything you'll ever need about how to make money. Like, you know, build a freaking shipping bin. I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, but it's just like, it's so fun. I just love that kind of stuff, and I love being given the freedom to do whatever I want in the game, not follow a certain pattern. I know some people get stressed with that, like just different brains, I guess. Like, I just love having the free range to do whatever I want to in the game. Like, I just feel so happy, and I'm like, today I'm just gonna spend 10 days, just 10 days in a row, just decorating, and I'm not going to bother with anything else. And then I might decide to do just mining for the next 20 days, you know. It's just so fun. Like, I don't feel pressured that I have to do something in a certain way, and I can decorate in the way that I want, and it's so cool. Like, so much fun. I just love it. Like, that's one of my favorite things that I just come to love. And also, like, I just really love that you get to kind of like interact with the characters in a way that really feels like you're actually interacting with them. It's so crazy. Like, the next step would be you be able to say something to them. Like, you have to like be able to really think of something to say to them, and they'll like respond with whatever you say. But it's so crazy. It's like, oh wow, I love having a choice in what I'm saying to them. I love hearing what they respond with. It's so fun. Like, I never thought I would be the type of person to enjoy something like this. So yeah, that's one thing I love. And I just have to say, I love the simple graphics. I love that it's not like this intense 3D. Like, I love the 3D stuff, don't get me wrong, I really love 3D games, but this is just so fun and like just so cute. I just love it. Like, the simple graphics, but also at the same time it's done so well. Like, the animals, for example, like, the rabbits have to be my favorite like all-time like cute animal thing ever. Like, the rabbits are just so cute. I love it. Everything about it is so perfect. I can't even complain. Like, the characters, they look so cute. I just love it. Like, all the different clothing, and oh my god, there's so many things, and there are so many surprises. Even now I'm discovering all these things that I didn't realize before. I'm discovering all these new little surprises. It's just like you never know what's waiting for you, and that's so exciting. Like, I just truly feel like this game is created by someone who really cared about the game, who just didn't do it because, oh, they just wanted to make a famous game. They did it, they poured everything into this game because it was just so, like, you could just feel like there's so much fun little details that are just hidden there that you sometimes might discover, and you're like, oh wow, that's so awesome. So that's one thing I really love about it. It just gives me so much excitement in a day. Like, I can get carried away with decoration for hours without like wanting to stop. Like, it's crazy. Like, I'll forget about everything that's troubling me, and that's what that one thing I really love is that I really do feel like this game has the power to help me forget about life that's just difficult things, that stressful things in life that you might be affected at the moment. Like, it takes you into this other world where you can kind of just forget about your troubles. You can just focus being a farmer, get your crops right, make the money, and that's like, it's so cool. Like, I just love that experience. Sometimes I'll be playing my game while I'm out, and usually I'd be having this huge urge to spend a huge amount of money, which I sometimes still do, but you know, like, I always have urges to spend a huge amount of money. But I'll be like so immersed in the game that I'm like, oh, screw like spending money. I just want to get back to the game. So that's really, really, that's amazing. I just love it. I really love this game. And what makes me so excited is that there's potential that this game can get updated like years to come. And that makes me so excited because I'm like, oh, all these features, maybe I'm dreaming about, maybe one day they will happen. I don't know. Like, it'd be so cool. There's just so much still going on. Like, I've been playing it non-stop for weeks now. On my Switch version, at least, I got pretty far compared to the other versions. I'm just doing so much, and I'm still discovering that there's more things every day to do. So that's so exciting. Yeah, and it just, okay, one thing I almost forgot about is the music as well. Oh my god, the music, especially when it's like this, like, there's like this special, I can't talk today. There's like this special song that plays during like autumn. And like, it feels so relaxing and cozy when I'm walking around. And at nighttime as well, with the little crickets and everything, it feels so relaxing. I just love walking around at night, just hearing the sound of that little chirping crickets. And sometimes there's like very little music, but just like sounds of nature. And I love that. And there's also like the music that I really love too. I love all the songs in there. I just think it's so amazing, and I cannot believe it's just composed by the game creator himself. I just cannot believe that one person is like so freaking talented that he does everything himself. Like, oh my god, so freaking talented. Now I want to go and try out that program, probably just make songs that go like or something like that. That's so funny. But anyway, I've never enjoyed a game this much. Like, honestly, it gives me this like such a in-depth immerse, can't say, don't know what that word is really, just, but you get it, right? I just feel so happy when I'm playing it. That's like the most important thing. Like, there's really just so much to do, so much things, little things that you gotta like, oh wow, like, and just building the relationship with the people also makes me really excited. Just like seeing how they change once you reach a certain heart level with them. Some people are friendly from the beginning, some people aren't, and it just makes me think of, oh, why is that? Like, what is going on with them behind the scenes, or like, you know, behind their life? It just makes me really curious, and it just makes me want to kind of get to more in depth, like, kind of conversation. So that is something I really love. Like, just it really is just like, I think it's like one of my all-time favorite games. Maybe it's like my favorite. I don't know. I don't even know if it's like I don't want to say like this is my all-time favorite game, because it feels like, okay, the other games, like, no, but this is definitely one of my absolute all-time favorite games. Like, maybe out of like 2 games in total that I love this much. So anyway, yeah, I just love this so much. So yeah, that's my main reasons why I really love it. And if you haven't played it, totally try it out. If you have played it, tell me what you love most about it. I really do want to know.